Hi, Sprout Up scientists! Or should I say Sprout Up farmers?
This week we have some crazy news. We are coming to you live from a farm. So this week we're not at our homes across the country anymore, our apartments. We are at a real life farm in Saugerties, New York.
So, usually at the beginning of a series, we like to ask you guys at home to pick out your very own nature names. This time we're gonna be switching it up a little bit and we're gonna do farm names since we're at a farm. So a farm name is something that you guys can refer to yourselves by throughout this series. You can use it on your worksheets, and it's just a name to keep us all together since we're all gonna be at a farm. So my farm name is Artichoke. Nice to meet you.
And my farm name is Mushroom. So we want you to take a pause and think about what your farm name is. Now that you've thought about your farm name, we are gonna teach you a silly way to act out your farm name.
Should I act out Artichoke?
Yes. And I'm Mushroom.
Now you take a second and act out your new farm name. Sprout Up has got an awesome series in store for you guys. We are going to explore farms, we're gonna explore plants, we're gonna think about where food comes from, and we're also gonna hear from so many different farmers and people who work on land growing food in and around the Hudson Valley. So, I want everybody to take a second and pause and think about why farms are important to you.
If you are thinking that farms are important because it's where we get our food from, you're so right.
Totally.
I mean, we're talking about tomatoes,
Peppers,
cucumbers,
squash.
all these things.
Also, we get chickens from farms. Eggs come from farms.
Thank you, Miss Hen.
Maple syrup comes from farms. And are all of these things plants?
Not all of them.
Chickens aren't plants.
Chickens aren't plants. But the tomatoes, the cucumbers, potatoes, peppers, those are all plants that were grown on a farm.
So, Sprout Up farmers, I want you to think for a second about all of the different ways you might have interacted with a farm or a plant today. So think about what you might have had for breakfast. Was it a fruit? Maybe you had blueberries, strawberries, bananas, apples. Those things were all grown on a farm. Let's think about when you brushed your teeth. Was your toothpaste minty? Maybe your soap that you're using or your body wash has some lavender in it or some fun fruity smells. Those things were probably grown on a farm too.
Wait, but how do we grow all that stuff?
Oh, that is such a good question, Mushroom. Let's go explore the world of plants. So, I have this baby plant here with us. How do you think it got here? Does anybody know what part of the plant a farmer would have had to put in the soil so that this baby plant could be where it is today?
Was it a seed?
Yeah, it would have been a seed. Think about your kitchen. Have you ever seen a seed before? Maybe that seed was in your cupboard and it was a sesame seed or a spice or a herb that you would have used in cooking. All of those seeds are different sizes, shapes, and colors, and they all come from different plants. Without seeds, we wouldn't have food, we wouldn't have medicine, flowers, or even the clothes that we're wearing. Every plant starts with a seed, and seeds are the living stories of the people who would have walked this land before us.
So this vegetable, a tomato, a cucumber, a pepper, etc., is something that you might find growing on this very farm in a few months when the weather warms up in the Hudson Valley. For now, we got this veggie from the grocery store, but we know that it came from a farm somewhere else that might look similar to or maybe different from White Feather Farm where we are today. So let's look inside, shall we?
Ooh, look at all these seeds.
Look at all these seeds.
This veggie has so many seeds inside of it. And each single seed has the opportunity to become a whole new plant. The life cycle of a plant, such as this tomato or pepper, will begin with a single seed and end like this, with a seed. And those seeds will go to the next people who want to plant them to grow more of these veggies.
Incredible, right? So what happens in between? Pause this video here and think about what might happen if we plant a seed in soil. It grows a plant. But in order to do that, the seed has to go through a process called germination.
What does it mean when a seed goes through germination, Mushroom?
So germination, which might be a new word for you, you can try to sound that out, germination, is what happens when a seed starts to grow. So do you ever wonder why people love to eat seeds? Some seeds that people eat are things like beans, corn, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. And it's because they're so packed full of nutrients. They're really good for you. The baby plant is going to use all of those nutrients stored inside of the seed to start growing. So it's placed into the soil. The root is going to grow down. The stem is then going to grow up towards the sun.
That is so cool. Seeds really do go on this incredible journey. From hard, sleepy, little tiny things to grown-up plants. So what is the story of a seed? Let's walk through the life cycle of a plant together. Everyone, stand up and find a spot near you, whether it's in front of your computer or your tablet, to join us as we move through the process of growing like a plant. So Mushroom, what do we need to start a plant's life cycle?
A seed!
What does that seed need to start germinating? It needs water, it needs sunlight, it needs air. So what's gonna grow first? Roots. Let's see those roots growing. Those roots are gonna drink up the nutrients from the soil, and the seed is gonna start shooting up its stem. Wow, look at it go. That stem is gonna get so much sunlight, it's gonna burst above the soil, and the leaves are gonna spawn out, and then the leaves are gonna be drinking up the sunlight. Yay, and then some bees are gonna buzz around and they're gonna visit the flower, and then slowly that flower is gonna fall, and out will grow a fruit. And inside that fruit, we're gonna find some seeds. And when that fruit falls to the ground, we'll get a new seed to germinate all over again. So there you have it, the truly magical life cycle of a plant.
So a seed needs the same 4 things, no matter what kind of seed it is.
Say it with me now. Water, sun, air, and nutrients.
And all of those 4 things exist all over the world in different amounts.
To better understand this, let's think about a desert. What does a desert have a lot of?
Deserts have a lot of sunlight,
Yeah, what does a desert not have a lot of?
not a lot of rain.
Some plants might thrive in those places. Plants like prickly pear cactus, also yucca.
So now think of a totally different place, a rainforest. So what does a rainforest have a whole bunch of?
Rain?
Yeah, plants grow best in a rainforest when they're really good at surviving with a ton of rain and not a lot of sunlight. Things like coffee, cocoa, mangoes, bananas, all those amazing things.
Yum!
Okay, so where are we right now, Artichoke?
We are in the Hudson Valley, and this place is very different than a rainforest and a desert. We have something very special called seasons.
So the seasons are winter,
Spring
summer,
and fall.
yeah.
Take a moment and pause and think about where you're located and what kind of weather and seasons are around you. Look outside your window. Is it warm outside? Is there snow on the ground? Do you see leaves on the trees? These are all factors and things that we have to think about when we're deciding what seeds to grow.
Right now, we are obviously in winter. It's cold outside, the ground is frozen. But farmers like to get a head start, and they like to get things started inside where it's nice and toasty and warm.
So, that place looks nice and toasty and warm. Let's go check it out.
This time of year, many of our plants are in the baby stage, waiting to get out into the field. Some farms are big, but White Feather Farm is small, and it takes a lot of hard work, listening to the soil and surroundings, and dedication to make all of this food. So far, I've seeded tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, celery, onions, kale, and a few varieties of flowers. We are growing over 80 varieties of plants.
So a variety is basically just a group of plants within the same type of plant. For example, a tomato, but they might look different, they might have different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different tastes. It's also really important to think about the varieties of fruits and vegetables that are really, really significant to places like the Hudson Valley and the indigenous communities that would have lived here before. Those communities still preserve the types of seeds and plants that they used to grow here, and it is also our job to preserve and protect those seeds and plants too.
Hello, my name is Heather Briggle, and I'm the Director of Cultural Affairs for the Stockbridge-Munsee community. So first of all, who are the Stockbridge-Munsee? Well, we are known as the Mahikaniak people, which are the people of the waters that are never still. We settled along the Mahikanatuk, which is the river that flows both ways, which today you know as the Hudson River. Like many Native nations, we too were forced out of our homelands early on. Our territory covered 6 states, so we had an expansive area that also included not just Mohican lands, but also our Munsee lands as well.
The original native people of this land, the Munsee Mohicans, would have likely grown things like acorn trees, squash, pumpkin, sunflowers, corn.
In the 1700s, we left the Hudson River Valley area. We were forced to move a lot of times. And we settled in Stockbridge, Wisconsin, Kaukauna, Wisconsin, and then later through the Treaty of 1856, here where we currently are, in the townships of Red Springs and Bartlemy. This was just a little bit about who we are. Thank you so much for learning about our Stockbridge-Munsee history, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.
Sprout Up Farmers, thank you so much for joining us today.
We were so grateful that you guys got to be here as we started to explore the life of a farm and seeds.
So after you're done watching this video, there are going to be a bunch of fun activities for you to do. So make sure you check those out, and maybe you can start by trying to figure out what plants are native where you live.
There's also going to be a really fun video to show you guys how you can make your very own nature journal. And a nature journal is something that you can use as you start to explore your relationship with plants, farms, and wherever you might be living.
Make sure to follow us and subscribe to our channel or our Google Classroom to make sure that you don't miss our very next video, which is going to be about seedlings, baby plants.
As the farm continues to burst into life and we start to see things grow and get more green, we cannot wait to have you guys on this journey with us.
Bye for now, Sprout Up Farmers.
Bye, Sprout Up Farmers.